Me for some discussion is United States Study Center Director of Research, Jared Mondschein. Hi there, Jared. Happy Friday to you. So do you agree with what our reporter was saying back there, which was that the Donald Trump rhetoric may be one of the key turning points in the election?
That's right. I think the rhetoric that he mentioned in that debate made clear, in my mind, that he seemed to be more comfortable and more at ease talking about using his talking points from his campaign rallies amongst other Republicans and supporters. But it's not clear that his rhetoric really will win over the key decisive undecided voters, the swing voters, that the Trump campaign is hoping to win over. Let's not forget how slim the margins are. And yes, he has energized his base, and his vice presidential running mate only doubled down on that. But it's not clear that the way that he took on that debate and really talked about key talking points from his campaign rallies is going to deliver the voters he wants.
Are you surprised at all that the debate hasn't really moved votes?
No, to be honest, I'm really not. In the U.S. right now, you not only have a polarized voting population, but you also have, in many ways, a calcified population. There's been a lot of changes in the U.S. over the years, and seismic changes, whether it be the pandemic or the lockdowns, or even most recently, let's not forget, there was an assassination attempt on a former president. And yet the polling numbers have really not shifted all that much. There's not a lot of what the pollsters or the campaign managers would call elasticity in this election. There's not a lot of wiggle room. And I think it really goes to show you that doesn't really matter too much what happens. You're not going to see wild swings in this election like we have seen in maybe prior elections before Donald Trump came onto the scene.
That being said, do you think the decision not to do more debates might be to not affect more voters?
That's a great question. There is a record number of of Americans who watched the election, far more. Sorry, watched the debate far more than watched the prior debate between Biden and Trump. But I think right now the Trump campaign sees that basically, in many ways, he was unable to stop himself from giving in to the baiting that Kamala Harris gave to him in many ways. She went out of her way to talk about sensitive topics for Donald Trump, whether it be crowd size or whether it be his allies and former cabinet members not liking him. There's all sorts of ways that she basically baited him, and he couldn't help himself. And so I think they see the Trump campaign, that is, see that they don't really gain all that much from actually debating her one more time.
Do you think after the debate, because Harris, by all accounts, seemed to have done okay, do you think she's going to do more press?
Yeah, that's another great question. Right now, you have to look at the polling and see that, yes, there's a lot of enthusiasm amongst Democrats for the first time in many years. Yes, she is within the margin of error in terms of where they're polling, but it's not clear what she actually gains from doing more media. Right now, she's riding the wave of a good debate performance and the sort of scripted remarks and rallies around in the swing states around the country. They seem to play to her favor. But with that said, I think it's important to note that she still has a long way to go. Right now, the polling averages seem to indicate that she's at about a 1.5% advantage over Trump. But let's not forget that Hillary Clinton had a 2.3% advantage over Trump at this point in 2016. Biden had a 7.1% advantage over Trump in 2020, and only Biden went on to win. So she's now below where Hillary Clinton was at this point in 2016. So I think they still have a lot of work cut out for them. If that includes more media, it may be. Right now, I think they seem to have, the campaign probably has a lot more confidence in her ability to speak unscripted than perhaps they did just a few weeks ago.
Thank you so much for your analysis. Jared Mondschein, United States Study Center Director of Research at the Uni of Sydney.